Today's guest has lived parental alienation from a different vantage point. Not as the alienated parent, but as the one standing beside him. Helen was one of the very first people to reach out to me when I chose to go public with my story. And her support meant more than she probably knows. She's watched her husband fight for his place and his own child's life. Sat with him through a family court system that so often fails the people it's meant to protect, and stepped into the role of a supportive step-parent while carrying the weight of everything she's witnessed. This conversation is about what it looks like to love someone through that kind of pain, and what the system looks like from the sidelines. Helen, welcome to Still Standing, Still Speaking. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me. It's my honour.
I'm so thrilled. Thank you for also being one of the first people to reach out to me when I went public with my story. It meant so much to me. So thank you very much.
Honestly, Sabrina, this needs to be talked about a lot more. People don't actually see it. So thank you for speaking up for mums and dads out there who are going through the same thing, because I'm sure that response has been massive for you as well. Yeah,
it's been incredible. I mean, I was so scared because you sit in the guilt and the shame and just the amount of support that came through. You finally feel seen, and not so alone.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
So anyway, let's dive right into it. Helen, when did you first realise what your husband was going through wasn't just a custody dispute, but full-blown parental alienation?
There were parenting orders in place already, and they weren't always being followed to the letter.
They never are.
No. Decisions were being made unilaterally by the other parent.
Yeah.
So my husband was just, the party that was just going along with it, essentially. Yeah. And when I realised that it was a full-blown parental alienation situation was when I fell pregnant. So I fell pregnant. We told the girls at 13 weeks that I was having a baby. So I've got two stepdaughters for context.
Yep.
And the girls were so excited. We actually filmed it. We did a little reveal with onesies, like you're going to be a big sister kind of thing.
Yeah.
They happy tears all round. I actually double checked and went, you guys are okay, right? Because I was so worried that, they would have felt that they were being replaced,
of course.
Essentially. And they were so excited and they were over the moon. We spent that night researching baby names and making fun of, the fact that we're not going to get any sleep anymore and stuff like that. It was a school holidays thing, I believe. And my eldest stepdaughter went home, and that's when it all changed.
Of course it did.
Yeah. So after that, there was radio silence from my stepdaughter, and then came the accusations of, you are replacing the girls with another baby, you are being selfish for wanting to have another baby with your new wife. Yeah. And then after that, my stepdaughter was just abusive to her dad. She was just barrages of text messages with all sorts of things, but it came out of nowhere. And it was completely unfounded, and it didn't match the parent that I saw in front of me.
Of course.
And then my youngest stepdaughter continued coming over, and she had a great relationship with my daughter. So she was in her life till she was about 2.
Okay.
And she was so excited when she started walking. She took her first few steps towards her. Oh my God, I'm crying.
Oh, tissues are there.
Thank you.
Darling, no.
So yeah, they were very close, and she was making fun of her little.
Made me cry.
Little mispronunciations of words and stuff, and and then Mum decided to relocate 3 hours away.
Okay.
And everything was fine. They relocated. My husband spoke to his daughter regularly enough, I guess. My husband served Mum with court orders because there was no consideration as to how he was going to see his daughter.
Oh my God, sounds like my story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's when it changed. So everything was fine until that first hearing.
Yeah.
And at the hearing, we heard that the youngest child wants nothing to do with that. We're like, where did that come from?
Of course.
it was not reflective of what was going on between them.
Yeah.
It was not reflective of my relationship with both girls, really.
Taught behaviour.
Taught behaviour, coached.
Yep.
Coached. And the thing people don't realise is that it doesn't happen overnight.
No.
It's just drip feeding slowly, right? And, of course...
It's calculated.
1,000%.
Yep.
And, you know, they were coached from a young age that when you turn 12, you can live wherever you want.
Yeah.
Right?
Make that make sense. How can a 12-year-old have the mental maturity to take that on?
I don't know.
Because I remember at 12, I mean, obviously times were a lot different then, but, you know, like...
You don't have the maturity.
You don't think about things like that.
Absolutely not. No. So that's what really got me as well throughout this whole thing. Why a child at 12 is allowed to decide what
happens. Baffles me.
But also the fact that you can see now, looking back, that there were certain moments where that was not them speaking.
Of course. Yeah.
And now we're here.
Wow. That is parental alienation on its own.
Yeah.
Exactly what you just described.
Yeah. And you don't think that it'll happen to you. And so many people think, you know, okay, but, you know, what did you do?
Of course.
And
that's always the narrative. You didn't do anything. You loved them.
That's it.
And someone else weaponized them against you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And it's devastating that kids are growing up with one parent.
Yeah.
And that they say it all the time, but it's really true. The other parent's hate for the other parent is stronger than their love for their child.
100%.
And that's what I'm actually seeing. And
because it's not about the child, it's about punishing the parent.
Yeah, and possibly not wanting anything to do with the other parent, not wanting to be accountable to someone else, wanting to do what they want to do.
Yeah.
Because that's what we found with the relocation, right? There was no consideration for the child and her relationship with her dad, with me.
Extended family.
Yeah.
Their sister.
Present grandparents.
Yeah.
And cousins and aunties and uncles. Massive family.
Yeah.
No consideration for any of that. Let's just get them away from there.
Yeah, because that's what they do. They alienate them. They try and just like erase you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's sad. It's devastating.
It's a disgrace.
Yeah.
What has it been like for you watching someone you love fight a system that wasn't built to believe them?
Devastating. Mm-hmm. Devastating. I've seen someone who is a great father be questioned at every turn. Father who is present, who cares, who makes the effort, be questioned and constantly feeling like he has to prove himself at every turn, with every person that he comes across. It's, you know, people always say, all right, so what did the dad do? And I know that it's happened with you too, right?
Oh,
it's 100%. Not just dads.
Yeah.
But in my experience, it's, okay, he's the dad, what did he do? Because the mum's traditionally the nurturing one,
Yeah, it goes against the grains for the mother.
Yeah, so seeing my husband having to prove who he is to people just around him and then having to go to court and prove himself further, like, the kids were obviously safe. There were no concerns about their safety when they were with dad. In fact, my youngest stepdaughter would come every week at one stage just because she wanted to hang out with our little one. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, they ordered supervised visits because she was anxious about seeing her dad and she was scared of her dad. Completely unfounded. Like, I would not have married a man who was dangerous.
100%.
I would not have. I know what a good father is, and I see that in my husband. And to see him have to prove himself at every point, it breaks my heart, to be honest.
It'll break anyone, you know, because they're all false allegations. I had that done to me too.
Yeah, and you know, he hesitated to go to court. He could have gone earlier. Yeah. But he was hesitant because, it costs a lot of money.
Of course it does. It does.
Which is ridiculous when you think about it, because how are we supporting these kids? Like, we have to pay to see our kids, right? That's just...
Make it make sense. It blows my mind.
Mind-blowing. And then, you know, he didn't want to rock the boat because he didn't want to lose his kids.
Of course.
And yet, here we are now. And that's exactly what's happened, to be honest. Like, we took it to court so that my stepdaughter could preserve her relationship with her dad and her sister and her family. And, it's
And no one talks about the step-parent, so I can imagine how hard it's been for you. I mean, I have a husband too who is a step-parent to my children, and I've seen, you know, what it does to them as well, you know, so I commend you for being so supportive towards your husband. I mean, I don't think you know, being the alienated parent myself, his support has got me through everything.
Yeah.
You know, so it really, not only does it break you, but it does break them too. And I'm sure it's the same for you because you love those kids.
I do.
You know, it takes a pretty big person to take on someone else's children.
Yeah, look, there was no...
Right?
There was never any question
Yeah, that's
that
right.
I didn't love them and I didn't care for them, and I never tried to erase their mum or replace their mum.
Yeah.
Every time they'd ask me something that was a parent thing, I'd say, go ask your dad, to the point where my youngest stepdaughter would say, hey, I know you're going to say ask your dad, but what do you think? And, you know, like I'd never overstepped. But my role was like that friend, that trusted adult, that auntie figure even, where the kids could come and talk. And
a safe space.
And a safe space. And I am so devastated for these girls that they don't have me anymore even, because I can offer them a different perspective and they know me. And my youngest stepdaughter, God love her, we would have so much fun together. And she would muck around with us and it was just beautiful. And even during those supervised visits, we were having fun. We weren't just sitting in a contact centre. We would go to a trampolining place. We did an escape room. We did all this fun stuff, even with my then 2-year-old in tow. And she was genuinely happy. But again, as soon as she turned her back and she was going back to the other place...
the narrative changed.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's disgraceful. It's taught behaviour.
It is.
You know, and I worry about what that does to the child.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think that it affects their relationships in future.
100%.
It teaches them not to... Well, that people are disposable.
That's right.
Right?
People are disposable.
You don't do what I want, see you later, I'm out. I'm going to do what I want to do. And that's not life.
No, unfortunately, they're going to have a lot. And this is what I struggle with too. I think to myself, how does it look like for my kids? How are they going to treat relationships as they get older?
Yeah.
You know, and the psychological damage is huge.
I say it all the time. It's emotional abuse. It's
Absolutely.
Manipulation.
It is abuse. This is a form of abuse.
Yeah, I just wish it was recognised as abuse.
I know, because it's not, and this is a thing too, because parental alienation, you can't prove it because it's not happening in real time.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
You can, you can describe moments, but you can't actually say it happened on this date. It's so slow. It's calculated.
Yeah.
They're drip fed, this stuff. And it might just be a casual, oh, you're going there again, are you?
Yes.
And that will make the kid feel guilty.
Of course
about wanting to spend time with their family.
The other parent.
With their family. They're still family. That's the thing. It's not just another parent. It's a family. It's one half
of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what does that teach the kid? That half of them is bad?
Half of their DNA is
rubbish.
Yeah. It makes me so angry that this is not recognised by the system.
Me too.
Even with receipts and things like that. When I was getting some legal advice, the lawyer said to me, and I'm not discriminating against lawyers or whatever, just in case someone comes for me, I showed them a video of my child being coached, and what they said to me was, oh, well, unfortunately, there's no boundaries with parents. I just...
What do you mean?
How is that allowed?
Yeah.
How is that allowed that a parent has sent the other parent a video of their child telling them they don't want to see you or have anything to do with you?
Yeah. And what does that do to the child? What does that do to the child? They've got a phone in front of them and they're like, tell your mum you don't want to know her.
Yeah. And then
your mum.
Exactly right. And then for the person to also say, oh, I'm just doing this because she probably thinks that I'm making you do, I'm not wanting you to see her. You know, the psychological abuse.
Yeah. And what do you expect that child to say when that parent's been working on them for so long? That child is scared to even speak up. So even if they thought differently, they can't say anything because they're scared. They're scared of repercussions.
Of course.
And I know there's a whole dynamic where, you know, one child is the golden child, the other is the scapegoat.
Yeah.
And that child that is the scapegoat is the one that's scared to speak up.
Yeah.
Right? And unfortunately, they just have to go with the flow so they don't get in trouble or they get treated differently or less than anyone else.
Yeah.
It's very sad. It's very sad.
We need to keep speaking about this, Helen, because it's got to stop.
I agree.
And the system needs to hear this over and over again until it actually listens.
There needs to be repercussions for it.
Yep.
And then, you know, it's not just, okay, here's a bunch of paperwork. And it's not just a family report either. The family reports, they don't really delve into, you know, the dynamic of the family or anything. They're very, very basic. And it's 1 hour per parent. How much are you going to learn in that 1 hour? And then when you speak to kids, if they're in an environment where they're being conditioned to think that the other parent is bad, what are they going to... Of course they're going to talk like that about their other parent. Like, there needs to be something deeper that people can do to work out if a child has been in this position, has 100%. Been alienated from the other parent.
Absolutely. All those receipts, all, you know, the conversations, the text messages, they need to be counted as something.
Yeah.
Not just, it's a boundary.
Sabrina.
There's no boundaries.
We had so many text messages. When I tell you the initial document we took to court was over 200 pages long.
My goodness.
And they didn't read it. They don't care.
No.
They don't care.
No.
They want it condensed. But how do you condense over 10 years of conflict?
Yeah.
You can't.
Yeah. And that's the thing. It's just high conflict. And the amount of stress that it causes you, your family, everyone. It's just, you know, I've had a few people reach out and say that people have actually committed suicide.
Yes.
Parents.
Yes.
From being in this position. And I can totally understand that.
Yeah.
You know, to be ripped away from your child. And I've said this so many times, it's a grief with no funeral.
Exactly that. You're grieving someone that is still alive, still out there.
Yep.
That
it's an unimaginable pain.
So don't. I'm going to cry too.
Stepping into the role of a step-parent, in the middle of all of this, what did this do to you? How did you cope?
I don't know. I don't know how I did it. Yeah. Look, like I said, I love these girls like they were my own family. Yeah. And I know they felt the same way. Just before the relocation, I had my uncle pass away and he lived 2.5 hours away, and my stepdaughter came to the funeral with me to support me because she knew how devastated I was. So they became my family.
Yeah.
And not only that, they're tied to my daughter.
Of course.
Right? So there is no way that I would ever have imagined that now I don't hear from them at all. How did I cope? My husband and I are a team.
Yeah.
We have each other's backs. And where one of us is strong, the other one is usually not, and vice versa. So we take turns, believe it or not. We take turns. And for me, I put a lot of work into helping him self-represent in court. Because again, it is very costly.
Of course it is.
And I am the studious one between the two of us. So it was up to me to work out what we needed to do. And I essentially started looking into how to put these newfound skills to good.
Yeah.
Now, what did it do to me? It made me lose faith in a system.
Mm-hmm.
I knew who was right, and I could see right through the lies and the deception in other paperwork that I'd seen. I could see clear as day that my stepdaughter was happy during those visitation sessions, and it just wasn't taken into account at all. And at the end of the day, it got us nowhere because she's of a certain age. She was 12 at the time.
Yeah.
So kids can do whatever they want when they're 12, apparently.
Oh, apparently, yeah. Make it make sense.
Which I don't understand, because when you're 12, when you're in year 7, what do you know about life?
Absolutely. We're still learning.
I'm still learning, 100%. 100%. So what does a 12-year-old know, especially when they're in an environment where they are constantly hearing how terrible that other parent is?
It's
like, how do you trust that? And you know that they are being conditioned that way. You know that they're speaking about the other parent that way because it comes out in the text messages from the kids.
Of course.
Because they're young.
Yeah.
Again, they
Yeah.
don't have the maturity to be able to conceal that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
And they think they're right
Oh, yeah.
because they're hearing of it 24/7.
Yeah, and don't forget social media too, how that just influences
Absolutely.
our children on a whole nother level because,
Absolutely.
it's trending to cancel a parent.
Yeah. That would not have happened.
Back in the day, right?
Absolutely not.
That's where I think sometimes, although social media is such a powerful tool, like giving us a space right now talking about
Yeah.
this huge, huge issue that
Yeah.
needs to be spoken about. But then there, on the other hand, on the flip, it's poisoning our children.
Absolutely. I mean, we've always said it. If my husband was still married to his ex-wife,
Yeah.
they'd still be in the same house. So if they had a disagreement with each other,
That's right.
they'd have to work it out. The child's not going to go, I want nothing to do with you. I don't want to see you ever again in my face kind of thing.
Absolutely.
They have to work it out. And the other parent would be supportive of that
Yeah.
because they would still be together and they'd be like, no, you need to work that out with your father.
Yeah, this is the sad thing. The sad thing is broken families. This is what happens.
Yeah.
I don't wish it on anyone. And, I think it takes a big person, like I said, to take on other children that are not yours. So, I commend you for being so strong for your partner, for your husband. And, that's all we can do because this breaks a person. It tries to destroy you.
Absolutely.
And if you don't have a good support network, good people around you, look, for me personally, I don't know where I'd be if I didn't have my family and my husband and my 6-year-old daughter.
Yeah. And that's the thing we need to keep in mind, right? That we have other people around us that support us and that see it.
Yeah.
But it's so hard to see that when you're in the thick of it, especially like when you're living it and there are other people around you going, you're doing great. You're like, keep at it, keep drip feeding the love, keep doing this, keep doing that. You do feel defeated.
Of course you do.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how you guys do it, honestly. As a mother,
yeah,
I could never do that to my child. And I can't even imagine not seeing my child daily. I am so sorry, Sabrina. That is.
Please don't. It's the same for your husband. It is horrible. It is.
Sorry.
The pain, I just can't even explain in words because, people can say, just move on. How do you move on? How do you wake up every morning? They're the first thing I think about and the last thing I think about at night.
Of course. Of course. Distance doesn't matter. They're still your children.
That's right. They're a part of me.
Yeah.
And they're a part of your husband.
Yeah.
And it's not right.
It's not. And I'm glad that more of us are speaking out about it, to be honest.
And we'll keep speaking.
Yeah.
And thank you for, just speaking about it too on your socials. I've been following your socials and amazing. Like, I just warms my heart because there's good people out there supporting this topic.
I am a massive advocate for the kids and the parents going through this.
Yeah.
And I will always be because I've experienced it firsthand, seeing an amazing parent, and I mean amazing,
Absolutely.
go through it and knowing what these kids are missing out on. My stepkids have missed out on so many fun moments, family holidays, milestones. My daughter had her first dance concert just the other week, and I know that she would have loved to see her in her dance outfit on stage. And it really breaks my heart knowing that she's not there. She doesn't even know what's going on.
How do you explain to, I don't know how old your daughter is.
She's 14 now.
Yeah. Well, at the time, how do you explain that?
Oh, my daughter.
Yeah. How do you explain that her sisters don't want to see her?
So that's an interesting story. I haven't told my 4-year-old that she has another sister
Oh, okay.
because I cannot explain to a 4-year-old that there's another sibling out there that wants absolutely nothing to do with her.
Well, you know what, Helen? You're protecting her, so good on you.
I
on you.
can't do it to her. And now, oh my God, Sabrina.
Darling, there's tissues there.
Yeah.
Go for it. Go for gold. No, I feel your pain. I feel it. Beyond words, I feel it.
And yeah.
No.
And my daughter, well, I've had to tell her the truth. Not the entire truth, but I've had to tell her that her sister's mum doesn't want her coming around anymore. And she's devastated.
No.
She's devastated. She asked me just the other night, can we go to the police and tell them what she's doing so that my sister can come back? And how do you tell a 4-year-old that the police can't do anything? That's a whole can of worms in itself, that the police can't help. Well, the police are supposed to help with everything, right?
That's right. That's how we were brought up to think.
Exactly.
And they don't.
No.
They actually treat you like the criminal. Like you're the bad person.
Yeah. And there was one situation where it was still fresh. It was about 6 months in. And my little one was crying at dinner time, every dinner time for a few days. She wanted her sister. She wanted cuddles from her sister. And this was at the dinner table. And we thought, oh my God, we have to go and see the GP and get a referral to a child psychologist.
Yep.
We went in and the doctor goes, I'm just going to examine her quickly and then we'll talk. He looked at her and she had tonsillitis. She didn't complain that she was sore, but she wanted the comfort of her sister. I'm sorry.
No. What child should be subjected to that?
And that's the thing, the courts don't recognise that.
No.
They don't recognise that child that's sitting there on the sidelines wondering what on earth is going on.
That's right. They don't. And, they don't realise how much it destroys a family. It detonates a whole family. And you have to carry that grief for everyone. It's horrible.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
I knew this was going to happen.
Helen, what would you say to a partner who's standing where you once stood, or still standing, watching someone you love so much go through this?
I think it's important to realise that the step-parents are grieving as well, and that your grief is real and you're allowed to feel all the feelings.
100%.
And as a step-parent, everything that comes out from the other side, you start to question yourself and the accusations that are made about you. You're like, am I really that person? And it gets to you, and you have to realize that this is all part of a bigger play, and that if you stay true to yourself and just stay the course, their trauma, because let's face it, these people have their own kind of trauma.
Of course they do.
And that's, they're projecting all this stuff onto others in their life.
Yeah.
Their trauma isn't yours to carry. And don't take it personally. It's so hard not to. And I am a person that does take things to heart.
Of course.
But I know who I am, and I know who I am as a mother, as a stepmother, as a wife. And you just have to keep reminding yourself of that. And you have to make sure that you surround yourself with good people, people that understand.
Yeah.
We are very lucky. We have an amazing support network. My husband's parents, amazing, close friends of ours that would check in and just go, hey, I'm just checking in. How are you going?
Yeah.
That don't buy into the rubbish and that don't think, okay, so what did you do?
Yeah.
Like people that know you.
Oh, that baffles me. I recently, you're so broken in this pain, and then someone that you love or is a family member questions you, starts to, you don't feel believed.
Yeah.
It's It's devastating.
They start to be influenced by the narrative of the other person.
That's exactly right.
Like, they are being manipulated as well.
Yeah.
It's insanity.
Yeah.
And it's insanity. How are these people coming up with such far-fetched truths?
Yeah.
And they're being believed by your family, the people that know you best.
Yeah. Yeah.
How make that make sense?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry that you've endured that. I've seen it with my husband as well. It's devastating. But I think just being there, just being a sounding board, you don't have to fix everything. That's another thing that I had to learn.
Yeah,
Can't
that's so
fix
true.
everything. I did what I could. And going into family court, that was our...
Your mindset.
Yeah, like...
Yeah.
We're going to do the best we can.
Yeah.
And whatever happens. And sometimes, yes, you can't fix everything. I'm the person that will try and fix everything.
Yeah, don't we all?
And like, yeah, I think it's a mum thing.
Yeah, absolutely. But you never forget, and this is the thing, you know, for a parent, you just don't forget. And your life, although it goes on, you never move on.
No. And these girls are not forgotten.
No.
There are so many moments where something funny is happening and we're like, oh my God, so-and-so, one of the girls would have loved this.
Yeah.
Or she would have found what our daughter's doing hilarious right now.
Yeah.
And, you know, she would have egged her on. She would have done this. She would have done that. Oh, my God. Her sister would have been so proud of her at a dance concert, or that she has so much confidence in doing new things and exploring. And you're like, they're not here, but you can't forget about them.
No.
You can't. They just become part of your day-to-day regardless.
Yep, absolutely. I think that's exactly what our audience needed to hear, Helen, especially when they're feeling so alone. So I think you summed it up perfectly. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for being a big support to me. Truly means the world to me. But before we go, would you be able to, this is like my standard little thing that I'm doing at the moment. Okay. Would you be able to just look into the camera and just tell everyone why you're still standing?
I am still standing because my husband is still standing for his kids and he deserves a partner that will stand with him. I'm still standing for my little girl.
Who deserves her sisters.
Yeah, and for these girls that deserve the family that they once had. They don't know what they're missing out on. And I hope that they do come back one day and that they see that we are still standing despite everything and that our door's open for them.
And we're still speaking because we're not going to stop, right?
No, definitely not.
Amazing. Thank you so much for that, darling.
Thank you for having me.
Let's have 1, 2, 3. We are still standing and still speaking. Thank you so much. Thank you for being a voice. I appreciate it. Helen, thank you for trusting me with this and for being one of the first people to remind me I wasn't alone when I started speaking out. Your perspective matters because alienation doesn't just happen to one person. It ripples through everyone who loves them. If this episode resonated with you, share it with someone who needs to hear it.